Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am in Santa Barbara, California, and it is so beautiful today. The ocean is right beside me. We can't get a clear view of it. I tried, trust me. If you haven't met her before, this is my pup Chai. She's going to be hanging out with us today. For today's practice, we are going to be doing a power flow. So we will be doing a power vinyasa, but today we're going to take it slow. I'm going to break a few things down a little extra, more than usual, because we are also going to focus a little bit more on the neck and shoulders, the traps. Most of us have tightness here. I know I do. There's a reason we're doing it today. It is to what I need. So for today's practice, we're going to be taking a lot of movements that we take with our power vinyasa. Typically, we're just going to be doing them slower, engaging our core more so the neck is not compensating. It's oftentimes that if the core is not engaging as tightly as it could be, things are going to compensate. AKA, our neck and shoulders are going to hold more of the weight and the tension, and also our feet and ankles. So if you're ever, for example, in balancing poses, for me, my foot will kind of get crampy or tight because I need to engage my core more. With our neck and shoulders, we'll be in things like plank, down dog. We'll get there. I have a bunch of examples, but you will end up holding a lot of the weight in your neck because you are pulling, but we're gonna drop that, let the core take on that tension, start to build that heat in that area. So when we're ready, we're gonna get started in tabletop. Hands below shoulders, knees under hips. You can always have a couple blocks nearby if you'd like. I always like to have them. I'd love for you to have them, but for today, there won't be anything too specific where we'll need them. Rock the hips from side to side. Spread the fingers wide, hands below shoulders. Start to move the neck around. Taking the gaze forward, then taking one ear to the shoulder, then the other. Shift the hips left to right in the opposite direction. Finding a little bit of flow, a little bit of movement. We don't have to stress too much about the logistics of these movements. Begin to find circles in the body. Tuck the toes under tight. Shift the torso around in every direction. Start to pair these movements with breath. Inhale as you lean forward and around. Exhale as you guide it back and around. Keeping the gaze down towards the mat, lengthen up from behind the ears, so tuck the chin as we do this. Notice how that changes things a little bit. Flatten the spine. Begin to engage the core as we shift around. Breathing into the parts of the body that need it the most. Switch directions of these circles. Switch the breath. Inhale as you lean back and around. Exhale as you bring forward and around. Bringing some mindful movement in with the body. Understanding that value. Understanding the value of giving the body the attention it deserves before we ask anything of it. Coming back into center, take the back of the hand to the mat. Maybe we want one hand at a time. Maybe we can take both. Now, if we've never taken both before, try it today. But before we get there, flip them back. Pull the shoulder blades apart. Lengthen the neck, tuck the chin longer. So upper back is lifting towards the sky. Begin to squeeze the belly up towards the spine, not sucking in, but making the core dense. Letting yourself start to lift the body as if you were going to try to lift the front of the body up without the hands. So start to squeeze the glutes. If you were lifting to float the shoulders up without any use of the arms, that's the angle we're going. Squeezing and engaging. Breathing. Now take the back of the hand to the mat. Notice how when the core is doing more of the work, we're not dumping as much into the wrists, into the shoulders. Keep things strong. Keep breathing. Wiggle around those fingers. I forgot to cue it, I so naturally do it. But wiggle through those fingers. Keeping that core strong, continue pulling those shoulder blades apart. Again, gaze stays down the mat. Tuck that chin a little bit more. It's natural that we want to start. The reason why I keep cueing the chin is because the chin's going to want to go towards the top of the mat, so that way the shoulder blades can swing together and the shoulders can come back up by the ears. But notice the difference. Look at me right now. This is with everything sinking. Ooh, this hurts the wrist. But then pulling, lengthening, tucking that chin. Core is strong. Breathe. 2 more breaths here. You got it. Let the heat build. It's okay. Don't be afraid of it. Someone once told us that this heat, this burning equaled pain, but that doesn't have to be true. When you're ready, bring both fists to the mat. Then one hand at a time, just dangle the wrist. Dangle the wrist, start to shake it around, let it dead weight. Let that heat dissipate. Then begin to shake out the wrist. Like gravity, flop it around, then switch the hands, keeping the fist to the mat. Again, dangling, swinging around, and then shaking out as feels good. When you're ready, flip the wrists forward, fingertips face the knees, fingers are spread wide. Notice the difference here. Notice, are we dumping in? Are the shoulders creeping up towards the ears? Are the shoulder blades pressing together? Pull the shoulder blades apart, lengthen the neck, tuck the chin down towards the chest, as if someone was pulling you up from the base of the skull. Pulling you forward, I should say. Breathe. Rock back and forth, side to side. Find those circles again. I don't know about you, but this feels good for me. Letting that heat, building that heat, like I was saying, it doesn't always have to mean pain. So I want you to find the place that's different. The space where tightness lives, where we can breathe into, where we're holding on to stress. Or there's those places where we do encounter pain, and that's okay to acknowledge. That's part of our practice. But as we do, we then decide what to back off from. We breathe deeper into the tightness. We back off from pain. We never want to be in pain here. Bringing both fists down to the mat. Shake those wrists loose. Again, dead weight first. Just let it flop. And then shake it out. Maybe even this time flick out the fingertips. Bring the hands back to center once both wrists have released. Fingers spread wide, circles with the shoulders. Pull the shoulder blades down the spine, pull them apart. And as we pull them apart at the bottom of that roll, again, tuck the chin. Notice dropping the shoulders down. This time, bring the shoulders up to the ears. Maybe even take the gaze forward as you do this a few times. Let the belly drop. Don't worry about engaging here. Strong. Big belly breaths. We need oxygen here. Everybody does. As things come back to center, pull those shoulder blades apart. Inhale, cow. Drop the belly, look up. Exhale, cat. Round the spine, tuck the tailbone, chin to chest. Inhale, cow. Breathe into the front of the vertebrae. Exhale, cat. Let it go. 2 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Everything you've got. Exhale, cat. So we come back into center. Fingers are spread wide. Pulling the shoulder blades apart. Gaze down the mat. Lengthen from behind the ears. Tuck both toes under. Hover the knees. Engaging the core breathing. Notice what we want to adjust. Shoulders stay stacked over hips. We want shoulders stay stacked over wrists. Yes, wrists, not hips. It's engaging. Tucking those toes under. You got it. Knees under hips. Look forward. Breathe. Let the body build heat. Let it shake if it needs. I know I am. It's distracting. Let it happen. Breathe. 1 more breath. And then the exhale, lower down onto the knees, untuck the toes, sit back towards the heels, reach the hands down to the side, shine the palms forward. Reaching as far back as you can. Even find a slight arch to the back. You can take the gaze up or leave it forward. Now, if we're looking forward, tuck the chin. Notice the difference. Pull the fingertips down towards the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up and wide. Reach for opposite elbows up overhead. As we grab for those elbows, drop the shoulders down. Side out if we need. Inhale, get a little taller here. Open the heart, pull the upper arms back to open. On the exhale, bend to the right, open the left side body. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean left. Oh, that feels good. Inhale, center. Exhale, release the arms. Ooh, shake those arms out. That creates a lot of heat. Then we move around the neck. Work that out as you feel good. Sometimes that's rolling the shoulders forward, back. Experiment with the body. It is your intuitive movement. Releasing the hands to the side. Reach the fingertips down. Inhale, reach for opposite elbows up over the head. Opposite arms this time. Notice which one's forward, which one's back. Pull those elbows back. Drop the shoulder blades down. Breathe. One big inhale. Exhale, bend right. Open the left side body. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend left. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Shake out those arms. Woo. Move around that neck. Intuitive movement. Sweep the arms around from side to side. Just let them dead weight. So that way we're flopping the arms to the front and back, out wide. You can bring yourself into giving yourself a hug if that feels good. 2 more breaths. Look down if you're taking that just as much as forward or up. Meet me back in tabletop. Paddle out those feet. Tap the tops of the feet on the mat. Dissipate the heat we created in the ankles. Say thank you to these feet. And as we bring the knees out wide, toes come to touch. Inhale, press the heart forward. Exhale, child's pose. Tail guides back first. Press down into the hands. Keep pressure on the mat. Shove the shoulder blades down the back. I know I don't really like that word shove, but honestly, it's like you press the hands down and that forces the shoulders down. And again, I never want to say force, but sometimes the shoulders just creep up by the ears and you kind of need some help. So we press into those hands. Keep that tension, that pressure down as we then bring the third eye down to the mat. Sigh it out when you arrive. Just be here. Notice the breath. Notice how we've become aware of the body, sending gratitude to every cell of our being. From the outside edges, all the way into the core, the parts we can see and the parts of the body that we can't see, that we can't judge and critique visually, that do nothing but work hard for us, to keep us well, to keep us alive. Let's thank the body with movement. Reframing the idea of heat in the body, that burning sensation. Again, not pain, but that warmth. If we reframed that warmth as instead of pain or discomfort, effort disguised, as we look at it as pure joy, embracing the existence of life, labeling that warmth, that heat is life. So every pose that we're in, for the time that we breathe and hold, let yourself build the heat, build the joy, build the life. Come into your Ujjayi Pranayama, in and out through the nose. Inhales just as long as the exhales. Slight constriction in the back of the throat. Creating the sound of the ocean, this is the breath that will keep us steady. Focusing on moving the body to the breath, not the breath to the body. 2 more breaths here. Prepare the body for movement. Lifting the gaze, walk the hands back, tuck the toes under, down dog. Take the tail high. Paddle it out, shift into one foot and then the other. As you shift, bending deep into one knee, straightening the other leg, paddling this out is what we call it. As you do that, shift the weight between the hands. Noticing what that changes as you shift the weight between the hands and the feet. Let it become intuitive, but then maybe take the gaze under the armpit, option to take one ear to the shoulder and then the other. Just experiment. Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog. Where's the breath? Staying with that Ujjayi pranayama. Come high onto the toes. Lift, lift, lift onto the edge of the toes. Stretch out the feet. Take the tail a little higher. Bringing the chest a little closer to the shins. Breathe. Micro bend into the knees as much as the hamstrings are asking for, and lower the heels down to the mat. Let the head hang heavy, not holding tension in the face, jaw, or neck. Sigh it out, reset the breath. As we come high on the toes, take the knees forward, tippy toe the feet up to meet the hands. Feet at hip distance, a little bit wider if we have a midsection, bend generously into the knees. Make room for the belly, not stretching the hamstrings, more for the upper back. Inhale to the fingertips, take the gaze forward. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Let the head hang heavy. Reach for opposite elbows if it feels good. Shift the weight between the feet. Our extended forward fold, our ragdoll fold, sigh it out. Notice what you need, notice what you crave. Drop the breath, so drop the stress from the body. Getting as much or as little as you crave from this. 3 more deep breaths. Bottom of that final exhale. Inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Sway from side to side. Let the arms be dead weight. All the way up. Head comes a blast. Draw the shoulders down and back. Lengthen from the top of the head. Breathe. Adjust what you need. Get used to being stacked again. As we find our feet into a comfortable center. Ball mount to the feet could be touching, hip distance apart, anywhere in between. Shining the palms forward, pull the shoulders down and back, reach the fingertips down. Tucking the chin to lengthen from behind the ears. 2 slow breaths. Setting our intention for practice today, bring the hands up overhead and then guide them down to heart center. Samasti Tehi. Lifting all of the toes, fan them out wide. We engage the secondary muscles of the feet, Arpada Bandha. Grounding down into the feet, pressing so hard down into the 4 corners, we try to pull the thighs apart. Letting that engage the glutes, keep the pelvis neutral as we find the density in our core strength, our Uddiyana Bandha. Diaphragmatic lift, we pull the diaphragm up behind the ribs, making ourselves tall, almost hovering above the mat. Shoulders pull back, let them draw down the spine, tuck that chin once again, lengthen from behind the ears. Ujjayi pranayama. Keeping this heat, keeping this engagement, this awareness. Again, that heat is the joy, the life in the body. As you release the hands down to the side, take up space. Inhale, mountain. Arms sweep up overhead. Drop the shoulders down, lengthen from behind the ears, use the core more. So if you find the shoulders creeping up to the ears, keep the belly stronger. Actively pulling the shoulders down and back, like you're holding energy up above the head. Create heat from between the hands. One more inhale, all the way to the top. On the exhale, goalpost the arms, bringing the elbows in line with the shoulders. Shine the palms up to the sky, then lift the gaze. So as the elbows bring wide, shoulders draw down the back, lock that in. Then we find the micro back bend, bringing the palms to the sky, lifting up with the chin. Now from here, if we want more, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see we are not just starting to lean back and dump into the upper body and take the breath away. There's a huge difference here. Versus if we goalpost the arms, shoulder blades locked, shine the palms up, lift the chin, engage the core, lifting high, 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 squeeze the glutes. Then we find a lean back. The only thing that drops back is the head. Find the back bend as you need. Inhale, mountain, all the way up. Exhale, drop those shoulders, keep the posture. Notice the breath. One more inhale. Exhale, back bend micro or full as much or as little as you like. Inhale, mountain all the way out, tall. Exhale, forward fold, chin off the chest all the way down. Fingertips in line with the toes, micro bend in those knees. Bend the elbows, pull the elbows towards the shin. Now here it's normal for the shoulders to want to creep up to the ears, for the neck to suddenly shorten. But let's draw the shoulder blades down the spine. Lengthen from behind the ears. Look down at the mat, bend deeper into the knees. Then pull the chin in very last. Notice the difference. It creates so much more space. Our body deserves the space. One more exhale, side out. It's amazing how long the neck can be. As we inhale, half lift, press the shins away. Now as we do this, I want you to do this methodically with me. So one step at a time. Hands to the shins. Bend deep into the knees. Ground so hard into the feet, the four corners of the feet. Act like you're going to pull the thighs apart. Ooh, hello glutes. Let those glutes lift the spine long. Draw the shoulder blades down away from the ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, just like in that micro back bend. One more inhale now. Get a little bit taller. See if we can straighten the legs just a little bit. We don't have to. Exhale, fold very last with the chin. Again, bring it all in together like you're bringing everything into the knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high plank. Plant the hands, step it back. Elongating the body here. Fingers are spread wider than usual. Hands below shoulders. Take the gaze more forward than down. Core is dense. Pressing out of the heels. Lower the hips. Make it burn. Bring that life, that joy, that heat. I always say it, but the body shaking is like a giggling. It's having a good time. It's being used. Breathe. 2 more breaths with me. You got this. Stay with me. As we lower down onto the knees, lifting the feet, cross the ankles, shifting the weight a little bit more forward. That way we still feel it in the arms. Pull the shoulder blades down, lengthen in the neck, look forward. Tuck the elbows, lower down halfway. This is not meant to be easy. Lower down a little more, then all the way onto the belly. Release the feet. Wing the wings, fly the wings. Swing those elbows around, a little movement in the shoulders. It's okay that we got heat. Breathe into it. Thank it. Oh, what a gift. What if you told yourself that warmth felt good? Like a warm shower, warm jacuzzi. Same idea. You tell yourself how it feels. Elbows in together. Fingertips spread wide. Press the mat away. Open the chest. Again, the shoulders want to creep up towards the ear because the belly wants to flop down. We start by pulling the shoulders down away from the ears. Lengthening up out of the top of the head. Notice where your hands are. Notice if the hands need to come in a little bit closer to open a little bit bigger. Let the hips rest heavy, shift from side to side. As we came to those 2 variations of plank, take whichever one feels good for you today. Since we're just getting to know the neck and shoulders, reacquainted with the engagement of the core, we're not trying to ask too much of the body. Staying with it, feet come in together, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Option here to just lengthen out of the crown. If you want a little bit more, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale to lift the body. On the exhale, float the tail up. Downward facing dog. Paddle it out. Bending deep into one knee, straighten the other. Now that we brought a little bit more heat to the neck and shoulders, shifting the weight from one hand to the other. May feel a little bit different. You may get to access new things. Come back to center, Ujjayi Pranayama. Now we flow. High on the toes, bend the knees, take the gaze forward, step, jump, or walk up to meet the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain arms sweep up and wide. Exhale, back bend, goalpost those arms, squeeze the shoulder blades. All the way back if you wish, squeeze those glutes. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high plank to low plank, however you want to get there. Inhale, up dog, either variation. Exhale, down dog. 2 breaths. See if we can get the shoulders down a little further away from the ears. High on the toes, bend the knees, take the gaze forward, step, jump, walk it up. Inhale, half lift, neck is long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain sweep up and wide. Exhale, back bend, any variation, squeeze those shoulder blades. Inhale, mountain, neck is long. Exhale, fold, chin off the chest. Inhale, half lift, lengthen up all the way. Exhale, chaturanga. High plank to low plank, neck is long, whole time. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 2 breaths each time. Take the gaze under the right armpit, then the left armpit, shifting the weight. Experiment. Shake the head loose, wiggle out the jaw. Reset with an exhale. High on the toes, bend the knees, take the gaze forward, step, jump, walk it up. Inhale, half lift, lengthen long neck. Exhale, fold. Keep the long neck, tuck the chin last. Inhale, mountain, giraffe neck. Exhale, micro back bend, shoulders stay down. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold, shoulders stay down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high plank, long neck. Low plank, long neck. Inhale, up dog, long neck. Exhale, down dog, long neck. 2 breaths here. That's how I want that to go in your head. After I say every breath, every pose, think long neck. Just an added cue, that's our goal here. I already feel a difference. I hope you do too. Let it go, we're moving on. High on the toes, bend the knees, take the gaze forward, step, jump, walk it up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Walk the feet into touch. Bend deep into the knees. Guide down into the feet. Lift the toes if you can. Press into the 4 corners of the feet. Act like you're gonna pull the knees apart. Or the thighs apart, sorry. Squeeze the knees together. Act like you're gonna pull those thighs apart. Squeeze into the glutes. Just find a seat. Find a deep seat. Take the gaze forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Lifting the upper body. Shoulder blades draw down and back. Let the heat build. You got it. Tuck that tailbone. Breathe. Notice, are the shoulders creeping up? Do we want to lean forward? Is this just really tough? It's okay. Take a break if you need. But then we come back to it, bending deep in the knees. Inhale, rise up. Utkatasana, shoulder blades down. Squeeze the glutes, tuck the tailbone. Longer in the neck again. Reach a little higher without bananaing the back. 1 more inhale. Exhale, fold. Feel that heat dissipate like glitter in the body. Inhale, half lift. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, long neck. Exhale, down dog. Sigh that out. I found a lot of stuff there. Find your center, 2 breaths. Let it go. Inhale, right leg high, kick it up to the sky. Keep those hips level with the mat. Lifting up higher into the foot, press the chest down. Keep the shoulder blades down the back. 1 more inhale. On the exhale, low lunge, plant the foot between the hands. That foot is directly in the center of the hands. This is tactical. So then we can swing the back foot flat so the front heel is in line with the back arch. Lining up for our warrior 2, but we're taking our time. We're not in a rush. Front knee guides over ankle at first. Square the shoulders to the front of the mat. Notice how that left hip wants to pull forward. We're then going to open our shoulders to the left mat. Take the left arm behind the back. Pull the shoulder down. So we're not opening up yet. We're just lining up. Trust me. Both feet in line with one another. Opening the right knee forward and out. Opening the left shoulder up to the sky. Right hand is inside of the right foot. Take the gaze forward. Reach the right arm up overhead. You got it. So this is very similar to our extended side angle. But we're going to inhale, windmill open. Warrior 2. Opening the hips to the long edge of the mat. Opening the shoulders. This time worry about the front knee last. So we open the front side body. Grounded in the pinky edge of the back foot. See if we can lift those left toes. Reaching out wide. fingertips spread. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, draw them down the spine. Inhale to lengthen up from behind the ears. Exhale, take the gaze forward. Over the left finger, those right fingertips. Now the front knee goes forward and out. Breathe, you got it. Excellent job. I know you feel it with me. One more exhale. On the inhale, reach as far forward with the right hand as you can. Keep the neck long. Exhale, tilted over, extended side angle. So we start with the arms at 12 and 6. Here, the neck gets spicy. So if you need to take the left hand behind the small of the back, rest that shoulder if that left trap is getting sticky. As we lengthen in the neck, I'm gonna say this 1,000 times. I'm gonna have to count how many times I've said it. Tuck the chin, long, long neck, everything's strong. If it feels good, reach the left arm up overhead, come a little more forward in the right knee. One more breath. As you inhale, reach it up and back, straighten the front leg, give yourself a second. Left hand reaches behind the small of the back. Right arm reaches up, 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 as high as you can. Then start to lean it back. Last thing, forward in the front knee. Front knee over ankle, gaze with the right palm. One more inhale, you got it. And the exhale, windmill it down, slow and steady, chaturanga. Don't lose it here. Even if we want to come down to the knees for these, this is all about technique. So if we can keep a longer spine on the knees, I may do that for the rest of the day. Tuck the elbows, lower down into the feet. Inhale, up dog. Whatever variation. If you can keep your neck longer here, stay here. On the exhale, down dog. You may want to find a tabletop between. The key is about finding our alignment, staying with our breath. Inhale, left leg high. Square the hips, lengthen up in the left leg, a little bit taller. And the exhale, low lunge, plant that foot between the hands. We find that so we can bring the right foot flat onto the mat. Heel is in line with the back arch, so those right toes are facing to the top right corner of the room. Opening, front knee over ankle. Now feel with the hips square, that right hip wants to pull forward. This is where we make our adjustment. We open the right shoulder to the right edge of the mat, tuck the right hand behind the small of the back. Now I think you feel where I'm going. You feel how I'm setting this up for opening the hips and opening the shoulders. Might have been confusing last time. You're with me now, I know it. Taking the gaze forward, if it's in your practice, reach the arm up overhead. Coming to that extended side ankle, just for this alignment, first round. Inhale, windmill open, warrior two. Not worrying about the front knee anymore. We open the hips to the long edge of our mat. Open the shoulders, reaching out. Once we've started to reach, shoulders pull down, tuck the chin. Once the neck is as long as it can be, then we take the gaze over the left fingertips. Last thing we do is front knee over ankle, track the right knee out. That's where the spice builds, where the heat is, where the life lives, our joy. See if we can lift the toes just for a little bit of a challenge. One more full breath. Inhale, hinge forward. Reach as far as you can with the left hand. Stay forward in the front knee. Exhale, tilt it over. Extended side angle. As we start here, front knee stays over ankle. Arms are at 12 and 6, so really drop that right shoulder, or drop that left shoulder, open the right. Reaching the right fingertips high if that's a lot for this right trap. Pulling that shoulder down is fatiguing it. Tuck the hand behind the back. Keeping that nice long neck. If and when you're ready, reach the right arm up overhead. Come a little more forward in the front knee. Open that hip if you need. One more breath. Inhale, keep the arms long, neck long, straighten the front leg. Let's give that a second. Right arm reaches behind the small of the back. As we keep the right shoulder, both shoulders turning to the right. Reaching the left arm up, up, up. Reach, reach, reach. Well, then we start to lean back, then we come forward in that left knee. Breathe. Keeping the hips open to the long edge of your mat. One more inhale. And the exhale, windmill it down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Plant the hands, mindfully step back. Drop to the knees if you can keep the neck long. Lower down with intention. Inhale, up dog, any variation. Exhale, down dog. Side out, let it go. Shake the head loose, wiggle out the jaw. Let that breath be the escape for that heat. Preparing to flow, being mindful of moving with the breath. So come back to your Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhales just as long as exhales. Not moving beyond that breath. Don't ask that breath to change. Either ask your body to slow down or modifications to be made. When you're ready, high onto the toes, take the gaze forward. Step, jump, walk up to meet the hands. Inhale, half lift, shoulders down. Exhale, full. Neck stays long. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, shoulders down. Exhale, full. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga, any variation. Keep the body strong. Inhale, up dog, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two, shoulders down. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 2 breaths, side out. Release, release, release. 1 final round. Keep that neck as long as you can. High on the toes, bend the knees. Take the gaze forward, step, jump, walk it up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold like you're wearing a neck brace. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, length. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extend and reach. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Drop down, take a break. Come to child's pose, sit to meditation. Find an open heart, an open mind, a long spine, and deep, deep breath. Two more breaths here, really dump it out. You can take an ear to the shoulder, an ear to the shoulder, an ear to the mat if you'd like. One and then the other. Actually, let's take 2 more breaths here, just because I feel like it. Love that heat. Embrace that heat. Again, thank that heat. What if I told you that felt good? You just got in a jacuzzi how many times, right? Every time you felt that burn. Come up onto the knees, sitting onto the knees. Feet are flat. Let me find the flattest spot on my mat. Here we go. Tops of the feet are resting. Find your center here. Now, if this is a whole lot on the knees, whole lot on the ankles, we have options. Option one would be creating space. Excuse me, no. Option one would be engagement. Who am I kidding? So before modification, the option is, this is a modification itself, sorry. Before the props, we would be squeezing the thighs. So watch how, like, when I'm sitting here, this is me just sitting. Notice the difference. When I draw the shoulders back, pull them down, tuck the chin, already a lot better. Shoulders stacked with hips. Ooh, now this is a lot for my ankles, my knees. Zipper the inner thighs together, squeeze so you're almost hovering. Use that squeeze to keep that pressure off. Notice, that's so much squeeze, that's so much lift. Stretching out the tops of the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, palms face out, swan dive the arms down and behind. Interlace the fingers behind the back, pull the fists down to the mat. I forgot to option the other options for the legs. This is a lot. Come to sitting on a block. If it's a lot for the tops of the ankles, offer a towel under the tops of the feet. Draw the shoulders down and back, tuck that chin. Take one ear to the shoulder. And then the other. Find half circles if you choose. You can just tick-tock left to right. Full neck circles if your body craves. Let's thank these shoulders. Oh, let's thank this neck. Keeping the palms pressed into one another, pulling the fist down to the mat. 3 more breaths here. Let the heat build in the feet if that's where it's at. Let the heat release from the neck. It's okay. This breathing is the transmutation of it. It transfers it from one thing to another, from bad to good, or even just neutralize. Everything comes back into center. Inhale, lift the chin, pull the fist down. And exhale, roll forward, tabletop. Shake those feet from side to side. Let the heat go from that. Trap the tops of the feet onto the mat. Create that energy. Let it go. Meet me back in down dog. Tuck the toes under, tail goes high. So that first sun A and sun B are going to be pivotal parts of our Power Vinyasa. Taking that time to know them and how to get into them without straining the neck. It's a common issue we have. Feet into center. Inhale, right leg high, kick it up to the sky. Exhale, half pigeon, find a low lunge. Walk that foot over to the left wrist. Flexing hard into this right foot, bend into the right knee as we surrender both of the legs. Left toes untuck. Square the hips here. So naturally that right hip is going to want to pull up to the top of your mat. We want to track it down. If this is a lot for the knee, too much for the hip, bring blankets, bring pillows, give yourself something to sit on that right glute. Come high onto the fingertips, look back to the left. See if that leg is bowing out. Left leg in line with the hip. We want the ankle to not be turned, toes face long. Inhale to get tall, lengthen the neck, maybe even shine the palms forward. On the exhale, try to create the body as long and forward as you can, as you then find a surrender. Now, we are not racing to get the third eye down to the mat. So if we are just forcing this down and the spine has a heavy rounding, we want to keep the hands below the shoulders. Maybe even come onto the fists. Blocks can always come under the hands if we need. Breathe. On every exhale, think about drawing the shoulders a little further down the back. Let go of that stress. I promise you don't need it. Two more breaths here. If you want a little bit more from this, track the right hip back. Inch the left leg longer. That's only going to take you deeper. It's going to bring more heat. If it is your case, then maybe that's more heat, more joy. But if it becomes pain, don't do it. Let's stay here for one more breath, just for good measure. Oh, it just feels good. We could be here for another hour. It's up to me. Finding that center. Walking the hands back below the shoulders. Drawing the shoulder blades down the spine. Press the heart forward. Finding a little twist while we're here. Shift the weight into the left hand or onto the left fingertips. If your wrist is spicy, take the left fist to the mat. As we inhale, reach the right arm forward, sweep it up and around. As we take the back of the right hand to the outside of the left glute. Reaching, twisting, breathing. Opening that shoulder. Lengthen. See if we can pull that right shoulder further down away from the ear. I know mine gets scrunched up. It happens. I need these reminders too. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky. Sweep it down forward. Hands below shoulders. Tuck the left toes under. Inhale, engage the core. Lift that left leg. Exhale, kick it back. Three-legged dog. This time, peel that right hip open. Bend that right knee. Try to draw the toes to the top of the head. Keeping that right heel, that's what it's called, the right heel pressing towards the glute. Now find circles with the knee. Draw it around. Rotate both directions. Meeting back and down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, lunge. We then walk that left foot over to the right wrist. Flex hard into that left foot as we bend into the right knee. Begin to surrender both legs. Squaring the hips, actively pulling that left hip back. This is not easy. Right leg is long, right toes are pointed. Find your center here. Sometimes I need to roll out the meat of my left thigh. My left hip is real tight. So rolling that meat out, if you will, kind of creates a little bit more space and get a little deeper. Come on to the fingertips, take the gaze to the right. Check in with that right leg. Leg in line with the hip. Again, we don't want that foot bowing in and the ankle wonky. Left toes, or those right toes, are facing back. Inhale to get nice and tall. Onto the fingertips or shine the palms forward. Exhale, keep the chin. I feel you're trying to reach the chin off of your mat, so far forward. Lowering only as far down as feels good. So this may mean hands below shoulders, this may mean fists to mat, may mean blocks under hands, or blocks under the left glute, something to sit on, wherever you are. Deep, deep breaths. And wherever you are, on every exhale, let the shoulders soften away from the ears. Relax the jaw, soften the space between the brow. Be thankful for the heat, the life that lives in your body. Let's take one more slow breath, mindful. Noticing how quiet the mind can truly be. We walk the hands back below the shoulders, taking the right fist to the mat or palm to the mat. We inhale, reach the left arm forward, then reaching it up to the sky, shine the palm out as we make that full rotation so the back of the left hand is on the outside of the right glute. Opening the left shoulder, lengthening the neck. Oh, there's two little hummingbirds here that are having the best little time together. Lengthen. Nature's such a beautiful thing. One more inhale, a little longer in the neck. Left shoulder drops down. Exhale, let's stay where you are. Inhale, left hand up overhead. Exhale, sweep it back in front of you, hands below shoulders. Tuck the right toes under. Inhale, the right leg strong. Engage the core. Exhale, kick it back. Three-legged dog. Bring that right hip to the sky. Bend into that left knee. Pull the toes towards the top of the head. Open that hip flexor. Keep that left heel pressing in towards the glute and find circles with the left knee. Big rotations, lots of gratitude, switch directions. Meeting back in down dog, final down dog of today. Notice what has changed. Embrace how different this down dog feels compared to the first one today. Lower down onto the knees, make our way up towards the top of our mat. Shift over onto the sit bones. Plant the feet flat in front of us. Hook the hands behind the knees. Guess what? We pull the shoulders down and back. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. All the way flat onto the back. Walk the feet up close to the glutes, feet out wide to the edge. Goalpost the arms, windshield wiper the feet. The knees, windshield wiper the knees, not the feet. Taking some big breaths. Preparing to relax, preparing to release, preparing to really let go. Knees come into center. Give yourself a big hug. Give yourself a big squeeze. Roll out those ankles. Thank these ankles. Thank these feet. Thank these toes. Thank these legs. Thank the knees. Thank the hips. Thank the ribs. Thank the spine. Thank the shoulders. Thank the elbows. Thank the wrists. Thank the fingers. Thank each vertebrae of the neck. Thank the skull. Thank our beautiful brains. Thank your beautiful face, and send the left leg long. Left hand comes on the outside of the right knee. Inhale the right arm out to a T. Exhale to twist. Inhale to get that right side body a little longer. Pull that right glute down. Exhale to wring it out. 2 more breaths. Bring that right knee into the chest. Left knee comes in for that hug. Send the right leg long. Right hand on the outside of the left knee. Inhale the left arm out to a T. Exhale to twist. Again, tracking that left hip down. Exhaling to wring out. A lot of yoga teachers say that twists are detoxifying. And science wants to, people say no, but gosh, doesn't it feel like it? Sometimes it's like maybe technically on paper, no, but in practice, yes. Feel detoxified. Bring the knee back into center. One final hug. Both knees into the chest. If there's anything I did not offer you that your body's craving, please feel free to take it now. So we send the legs long for our final Shavasana. You can always find a Supta Baddha Konasana if you choose, with the soles of the feet to touch, knees out wide. Take any variation of a Shavasana that you would like. That could be more of a starfish pose with the hands up and out wide. It could be more of something on the belly if you'd like. There's no wrong way to do it. Give yourself 3 cleansing breaths to settle in, to settle down. Finishing your final breath with an audible exhale, like you just sat down on a couch after a long day at work. Allow your practice to absorb what you have flushed to go away, what you have nourished to grow. Let yourself fully let go. as you slowly begin to connect back with your breath. Bring the inhales deeper. Letting the exhale slowly release. Bring movement into each one of the fingers, each one of the toes as you roll out the wrists and the ankle. And then reaching the arms up overhead, finding that good morning stretch point. The toes arch the back. Maybe find some windshield wipers with the knees. And roll on to your right side in a supported fetal position. Thanking your body, thanking your breath. I do not know who today's quote is from, but I loved it nevertheless. It said, "Ah, kindness. What a simple way to tell another struggling soul that there's love to be found in this world." Using the strength of your arms to press yourself up into a comfortable seat, let us share a single breath together, sealing our practice today. Hands come into heart center, draw those shoulders down, let all of the breath out. Together we inhale slowly, deeply, mindfully, all the way to the top. Hold when you fill the lungs. One more sip. See if we can squeeze in just a little more. Then we let it go. May your entire universe be filled with peace, joy, love, and light. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Oh, that was lovely. I hope you loved it. I can feel it. I feel like you did. You did great. Remember, that is a great way to become acquainted with our Sun A and Sun B, those sun salutations. Very, very common in our vinyasa practice. It is easy to remember the movements. It is, in my opinion, hard to remember those micro little adjustments that can really change your practice. So, nice long neck for the rest of your day. When you're driving, tuck those shoulders down. Think of nice giraffe neck for the rest of your day. Just see what happens. Even before you turn your head, if you turn to the right, don't shrug your shoulders. Pull your shoulders down the back, like you're trying to peek over something. Lots of love, lots of appreciation for you. Thank you again for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Mwah.